Hello and welcome to In the Tunnel, episode number 29.
Ooh, one away from 30.
Yeah, quite a bit happened since the time we last recorded, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. I
Hey,
mean,
I mean, things happen, days have passed. It's yet another Friday. So, yeah, it's safe to say that things have happened.
right, but we had NFL go on the day after we recorded. Now,
They're still doing that.
now it's like basketball's pretty well into the season, and NHL's on its All-Star break as of now. So
I'll be
yeah,
honest with you, I just thought that the Penguins had like one of those bye weeks. I had no idea like it was actually that it was like everybody had off for the All-Star break.
yeah, everybody had off Thursday, today, tomorrow, Sunday, and then games start on Monday, but I think there are only 2 games.
Yeah, well, that's Monday's thing. We don't have to worry about that right now.
Yeah.
Nor should we.
So you ready? Let's just jump straight into it, huh?
Yeah, as we often do.
Right. So let's start straight with NFL.
Yeah,
You want to
football.
go over the games from last week?
Sure. I mean, maybe, kind of. Sure. Let's do it. All right. So, uh, you want to go serious first, or you want to go humorous first? It's up to you.
Let's go humorous
Dealer's
first.
choice. All right. So, unfortunately, I made I said on the last show, I believe that I was going to make sure to be paying close attention to the broadcast um, of the AFC Championship game, open for more humor in the broadcast team of Nance and Romo, and they let everybody down, or at least me. I can't speak for anybody else in terms of what qualifies as funny. But in the AFC Championship game, I only got one little tidbit, and that was Jim Nance. He decided in the first quarter to say about the Kansas City Arrowhead Stadium crowd that, quote, making noise isn't a problem here.
It's kind of obvious.
Yeah, I mean, they don't exactly not sell out the AFC Championship game or the NFC Championship game or any playoff game, really. So I think that, like, especially in the beginning of the first quarter, um, that would be fairly obvious.
Yeah. Especially when it's literally the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
nothing to bring them down.
exactly. And speaking of bringing down, what is it? Iskinen for the Stars just wiped out on the fastest skater.
Of course.
Like, no, like straight into the boards.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's doing what looks like a redo. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll get to that later. But just a little real time update. All right. So that's what I had on the humorous side. Not much for the AFC. So let's get into the serious side. The Patriots won 37-31.
In overtime.
All right.
Yay.
Truly a Cinderella story.
Yeah, I don't think either of us are happy about that one.
Well, it's not happy in general, but
I
this
mean,
one doesn't help.
I think both the teams I picked lost
Yeah, didn't I pick New England?
because I picked Kansas City.
Yeah, and then I picked. I know I for sure picked LA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I picked New Orleans.
I had my reasons, and
Of course.
they did not let me down.
Of course.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, takeaways from the game though, it was pretty damn exciting near the end.
It was. It definitely didn't start out that way.
Oh, start out of that game was like, why am I watching this thing?
Yeah, I mean, it was like it was like the beginning of the Patriots Chargers game, where it was just like, you know, if this is gonna happen the way it is, like I just better find a different way to watch, or like not even watch at all, just find something else to watch. And it was kind of like, but it's football, and there's not much left, so I guess we're just gonna stick around and watch. And
Right.
luckily, it didn't get as bad as we thought it was looking to get, and for that reason, the game got more exciting.
And when
And Kansas City found some offense, which they did
yeah.
not have any in the first half. It
Oh
was
yeah.
like 30 some total yards in the first half. They were, after like they got sacked a bunch of times in the first quarter. That really, those sacks went for so big of losses on each one that it really kind of like took
Derailed
away
them.
from what they really did.
Yeah.
Like they had like 14-yard lost sacks, and it's like, I mean, they could have had like double the offensive yards if he took out the sacks. I guess it still wouldn't have been any better, like
Not
60
really.
yards for a half. But
No, their
it
first
would have
half
been
was
less embarrassing.
pretty bad, like abysmal for a playoff game.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
But I mean, to be fair, they came back, tied it for the end of the regulation.
Yeah, and then they put their defense on the field first, which
So
not exactly. I mean, like they didn't stop anything at all.
yeah, not.
They had a couple interceptions, but in terms of true like 3-and-out stops, it's like they really had trouble getting off. It's like when he in
Yeah.
like every media, like radio and outlet will have already said this, but at what point do you like figure out that you can't play zone against Tom Brady?
Well, they
Because
didn't,
that's exactly
even
how
though
they
you
won.
said that.
That's exactly how the Patriots won. They played, they beat zone coverage.
Yeah, and you said that
You would
last
think
week.
like you'd have like you'd think that you'd have like just a sliver of a different look for the over. Like after 60 minutes of it not working, try something else.
Right.
31 points given up, not enough. We need that concrete layer of proof that comes with giving up 37.
Right.
And so, God damn it, they really went for it, and they
Failed
gave
miserably.
they got the answer to their question. It's like, what happened? And, well, you already knew the answer, but
Yep.
keep trying, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots converted 3 3rd-and-10s on that game-winning drive. And then the dumbest penalty of all time, the was it neutral zone infraction where the linebacker set up in the neutral zone and just kind of stayed there.
Yep.
Something that absolutely had no impact on the play that followed because Kansas City intercepted it. And it's not like lining up in the neutral zone was what caused the interception.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Kansas City, they had their shot. And
they had a really good shot.
That close. I mean, they were that close. Obviously, not physically that close. It was, however, close Dee Ford decided to line up off from. But
Right. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, tough luck. I mean, not really. They had the opportunity. I think they could have won that game, but they didn't make many adjustments. Well, their defense didn't make many adjustments, in my opinion.
Yes, but also every playoff team needs to figure out when you're playing the Patriots, and this is regular season too. Stop giving them more than a minute to like go down the field.
Right.
Like, kudos to you for going ahead with like a minute and 40 seconds or whatever it was. You can't give them that much time.
Right.
It's like, it's textbook term is 2-minute drill. And you're giving them only 20 seconds less than that.
Yep.
They got it. I mean, like, run down the clock a little bit. Because, like, I get that you have to score, but your offense is clearly able to move down the field well enough that's like you can take a little more time.
Mm-hmm. So now that we got that depressing game out of the way, we want to move on to the next one?
Sure. I mean, not that either of us are truly depressed, although I guess we could be.
Yeah, anyway. So the NFC champ game.
Yeah. So let's go serious on this one first.
Okay.
All right. So it was a horribly officiated game. Went back and forth for the most part. I mean, the Saints did jump to a 13-point lead at the start, which if they really kept their foot on the gas and kept going for fourth downs like they had all season, they could have gone and probably taken a bigger lead.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the playoffs, and you choose to play it safe, and it kind of came back to bite them. And then, the obvious pass interference call that did not get called.
Oh, yeah.
Also, there was horrible officiating on both sides. There was, missed face mask calls, missed holding calls. If you're a Saints fan, you guys got away with some stuff, too. Obviously, the other stuff wasn't, let's call it, deal-breaker stuff. But it was still pretty bad on both sides.
I feel like in those games, the ones that matter are the ones that are blown up, right? Like that pass interference.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not to say that the others don't matter. It's just that they have less of an impact on the outcome of the game because of when this pass interference happened more so.
Kind of. If you were to tell me hypothetically that, on the drive that pass interference happened, that there was, a missed Saints holding call when they were on their own 30-yard line, then it's the magnitude of that gets overlooked. But for, really, it probably shouldn't have been.
But if you look at it and you can say, I don't know, earlier, whenever, you can go all the way back in, the beginning of the second quarter, maybe, whatever. Mm-hmm. It really doesn't matter when, it's just the fact that I feel like calls that are blown later in the game are kind of inflated in their impact. Because I feel like you blow a pass interference call midway through the second quarter, not many people are going, it's still important, sure, but not many people are gonna go up in arms about it because you still have over half the game left.
Yeah, I'll agree with that to an extent. All right, I'm shifting here. I gotta make it look better.
All right. I mean, I mean that's just my point. I'm not saying that pass interference call was okay. Of course it wasn't okay, but I'm just saying that if there was a similar call earlier in the game that was missed, we wouldn't put as much of a limelight on it and bring it up so much because there's so much of the game left.
Yeah, no, you're right. All right, so that being said, Drew Brees throws an interception in overtime, which was then turned into a very risky 57-yard field goal that, if they miss it, Saints have great, field position to start their next drive and only need a field goal. And, I mean, it was still a hell of a game.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, again, I think both games were really good. Mm-hmm. It's just, this one got decided because of blown calls. Mm-hmm. And the other one, was just a bad decision in time left and, at the end of the game. So
Yeah, no, I'll agree with that.
yeah, so you want to move on to the Super Bowl matchup?
No, I do not.
Well,
I
too
have
bad.
more.
Too
No, I
bad.
have more. Oh, fine. Well, you know
Oh,
what?
wait, you have more, right?
Yes, that's what
Okay.
I was saying.
Okay, go.
I have more.
Shoot.
All right. So, damn right I will. Anyway, so let us not go without the fact that there was definitely a noise aspect to this game. Loud Superdome.
Right.
So much so that Jared Goff had to. Remember, NFL makes tons of money, all the science in the world that they could be doing. They put tape on top of his ear holes on his helmet. Tape. Tape.
Good job.
Stuff. Because a helmet definitely doesn't have any openings in it in other spots where the noise could get in, say the face. Well, yeah,
well, I mean,
just tape up the ear holes.
To be fair, covering the ear hole is not a bad idea because that's the direction that most of the noise they hear comes in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying tape helps. I'm just saying that covering up the ear hole does reduce the amount of noise that they do hear, even though the largest opening is in front of their face.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I don't think that get some cotton balls or something. You mean to tell me that there's not a trainer with cotton balls?
I don't know.
All right. So, and then other than that, I do have more.
Okay.
And I probably should have given you a picture to pull up on Whistle Guy. My question for you on Whistle Guy: love him or hate him?
No.
That doesn't answer the question.
I mean, I think hate's too strong, but
moderately dislike.
Yes.
Okay. That's where I stand too. One, you can't put me in a position to watch a football game and have fake whistles going on.
Yeah.
That's the most misleading thing.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a fan of the, if I would argue to say if I'm a Saints fan, I hate Whistle Guy more than if I'm not a Saints fan.
Right.
Because it's everything you've done just sounds like it's about to be whistled back on a flag, or everything that you've, or if an opposing team scores and you think, oh, the play was dead.
Yeah.
And it's just disappointment there too.
Right.
I just don't know that I can be on board with Whistle Guy if he's on my team.
No.
Apparently he has been the leader of men in that more people have been bringing whistles into the Superdome for Saints games.
Oh boy.
Big no. You can't, no. We can't have fake whistles. It's
nope.
You're standing next to people in sections of these people paid to be there.
Yep.
Absolutely not. They didn't pay for your whistle that you got at the dollar store. They paid for the football game.
Mm-hmm.
You are not the ref. You do not make the calls.
Right. But I mean, the refs didn't make the calls anyway. But
well, yeah. It's not like they compensated for that loss.
Yeah.
All right. So, and then this guy, he's affectionately, or I guess lack thereof, known as the Whistle Monster.
Oh boy.
Take that for whatever it's worth.
Oh boy.
And then we got one more. There was a viral video going around earlier in the week. Everybody likes to do their Madden recreations of moments. So some guy did a recreation of the non-pass interference call. He went user on the Rams safety or whoever it was, and purposely same
right.
routes, and the refs in Madden called it a flag. There you go. Not that there was any argument, just further proof that it was indeed to be a flag that was not a flag.
To be fair, that is a computer game, and it's easier to code like those, especially because that was blatant. So obviously going to be a flag.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. Just I would share with you, my friend Sean.
Okay. Well, I mean, now that that's over, let's talk about the Super Bowl game.
All right. You mean the big game?
Yes. It even says it on the graphic.
Well, just because I don't know if we're allowed to say the other one. I don't know if there's like,
No, you can say it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. So, just realizing I did not put that in the sheet. So we're going the other way. We're going graphic style research on this. So we got the
both
tale
two
of
seeds, right?
Yes, the tale of two seeds.
Okay.
Try saying that 3 times fast. It may be easier said, or may be easy to do. I really don't know. What do you say? I can't hear you.
Said tale of two seeds. Tale of two seeds. Tale of two.
Well, aren't you just so talented?
Oh my god.
All right. So anyway, I mean, we really do have like a weekly Nick segment at this point.
Yep. Anyway,
I'm not opposed to it.
Anyway,
right.
So
yeah,
what do you think?
We got the Rams and we got the Patriots.
Before we even get into this, the over/under on the Rams playing zone.
Oh, over is way too much, and it'll definitely happen. But at the same time, the thing is, Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald conquers the line. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say at least 4 times in the game, their zone will be compensated for by an exceptional play by Aaron Donald.
Okay. I can agree with that.
I'm not going to say sack. I'm just going to say the pressure is going to be enough to like force something to happen.
Okay.
All right. That being said, I still maintain the belief as a fellow AFC team fan. If it takes Brady and Belichick winning this Super Bowl to get Brady out of the league, so be it.
It's not going to happen. He's not going to leave the league due to winning this Super Bowl.
Well, I'm saying going out on top, but at the same time, I'm not rooting for Patriots. I would never root for them. I'm just saying, like, I'll settle for that at the work as, like,
okay, but
like I could be at peace with that.
What do you think is going to happen?
Whatever I don't want to happen.
So you think the Patriots are going to take it?
What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to be disappointed.
Fair enough. I mean, it's looking like that.
That's kind of how the life goes. This is not anything new.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, again, the last 2 games were decided in overtime, so they were pretty close. And I really feel like you could have seen either of the other teams in here. That's a good thing, though. It shows that, like, the competition was still there. Which sometimes you lose, like when the friggin' Patriots played the Chargers 2 weeks before.
Yeah, but also this is like, it's been so long since I feel like we've seen a Rams-Patriots game that I have no idea what to, like, expect in terms of, like, how the game quality will be.
The Rams team is, like, so different from, I feel like, the last time I actually paid attention to the Rams.
But so is the Patriots.
Their core is kind of the same.
The core is the same, but in terms of the quality in which they've played at this year, it's not.
Right.
Yes, I get it. You have a football jersey. And you're so very proud of it.
All right, so, I mean, I'm hoping still for a close game because I feel like it's either like the Patriots are going to run away with it or...
Yes, I think all Super Bowls benefit from the fact that, if it's a close game, it has a higher entertainment value.
Aside from the halftime show.
Yeah, honestly, there's always the demographic that watches the Super Bowl for the halftime show. I never understood really why.
What about the demographic that watches the Super Bowl for the commercials?
Okay, but in today's landscape where, like, the internet is so dominant.
Yeah.
like that demographic gets phased out
Yeah.
because they could just watch it on Twitter like 2 minutes later.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I'm like, anyway.
All right. So, I mean, I have nothing else to say about that game. What about you?
Go Rams.
Aside from picking a side.
Hey, I have to support my peers.
Fair
Go
enough.
Rams.
All right, so let's move on. Let's hit basketball for the first time in quite a while.
Yes, because we don't really do basketball, but we're gonna do basketball.
No, I mean their All-Star break is coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, February 7th.
That's like
that. It's like a month away, or not.
February
a month away,
7th is like 2 weeks.
Hey man, it's still January.
It's the end of January.
I mean, but the thing is like I feel like the NHL All-Star Weekend should be in February, and it's not. I feel like normally they're like a week apart, and this feels like they're worlds apart now, even though it's only like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I think I always liked when the NHL I would like the NHL All-Star game to be earlier. Because we're looking at the season starting in October
Mm-hmm.
and ending just after March.
Mm-hmm.
So halfway through the season, you're looking at end of early January.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the NHL All-Star game is kind of late. And I know that the NBA started 2 or 3 weeks out, 2 weeks after the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that they're offset like this.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, just a quick couple surprises about basketball though. The Nets are playing a lot better than I expected.
Dude, the Nets don't even have a true dominant player. That's what makes it so much better. I mean, D'Angelo Russell is still supposed to be a good young player with promise,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing is they've gotten it from guys who were in the what was it, former D League, now G League. They've gotten it from guys who were second round picks, and
Right.
it's just really fun to watch. They beat the Rockets in overtime.
Yep.
While James Harden has been on this 50-plus point streak,
Mm-hmm.
of 7 or 5+ games. So kudos to the Nets. I feel like they probably won't if they make the playoffs, they won't win an opening round matchup against a 2 seed, but they could make it interesting. And I think for the Nets,
that's
all
amazing.
you can ask for. Yeah,
dude, making the playoffs is all you can ask for at this rate.
Exactly.
At the way that the Nets have been going for the past couple of years,
mm-hmm.
Man, it's actually kind of making me want to tune into games.
It's refreshing.
They're playing the Knicks today, right?
Ooh,
and
yeah, I have a fun thing on the Knicks, but finish your thing.
But them playing the Knicks today was actually something I would have watched only
Mm-hmm.
because they're both hometown teams, and it's not like one of them's just going to completely blow out the other anymore.
Yeah, no.
The Nets aren't the team that's going 8 and 73 or whatever
Mm-hmm.
anymore. So it's refreshing to see them play like this. Anyway, go ahead.
It is. All right. First of all, I think I read an article recently about how the Knicks. I mean, they're finally they've bought into the fact they're doing an intentional rebuild.
Okay.
And
they better have.
They've taken on these so-called busts from other teams and basically put together a team on that. Giving these guys second chances while they kind of tank towards building something. And you kind of have to praise and appreciate the fact that they're finally doing things right in terms of like seeing their team as a project that
Right.
they have to approach. And I think that it deserves a lot more credit than it gets. Obviously you're in New York and like people just don't like to think like, oh, the Knicks are a bad team, or they're just not satisfied with the team that can't compete. But it's building for a better tomorrow by doing this. So, I mean, I'm not a Knicks fan by any sense of it, but they're finally doing things right. And if you're a Knicks fan, and if you really think about it, you can probably appreciate how like they're really trying to build for the future.
Oh
So I
yeah,
just wanted to touch on that.
definitely. Yeah, and like it's not a case whereas both teams are bad anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like at least the Nets are doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, definitely rooting for the Nets. I mean, obviously, I grew up watching the Nets, and I did choose the Suns for a while, but every once in a while, I like to bring back my Nets pride. So that's not enough that I buy a shirt, but I'll definitely. I'm happy for the Nets at this point in time.
Yeah,
I'd like to see sustained success throughout the year, and hopefully, if they make the playoffs, I'll watch every game that they're in. That's my vow to the Nets.
yeah,
Because down here in Wilmington, like we don't even get like the Hornets games in Charlotte. We don't. So like the media market just doesn't spread throughout the whole state. So it's hard to watch NBA basketball down here.
definitely. Um, but that being said, like I feel like nothing has really changed since we went over it at the beginning of the season, aside from the Nets climbing into a playoff spot right now.
I mean, some of the early surprises of the season have kind of like taken on their normal roles and have like kind of dropped down. But other than that, by the way, it also says on my phone that we're offline.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but the live is going a little wonky. But I'm still recording according to OBS.
Okay. So do we have this later?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. Just making sure. Sorry,
Yeah.
we're having some technical difficulties, as most shows do sometimes.
Uh-huh. And Jeremy, scoot over a little bit to your left. Cool.
Woohoo. Ugh. Sorry. I do not mean to disappoint you, sir.
It's okay.
All right, we're back now. It looks like.
Nope, it's gonna go in and out for a little bit. It's looking like a connection issue on some end. Yeah. So I took down the share because I'm watching the OBS metric, but it's looking okay. Aside from that, like again, as I was saying, it doesn't really feel like the NBA has changed much. Like we still have Milwaukee, Toronto at the top of the East, right? And Golden State is still the top of the West. Who could figure?
Yeah, I mean, Golden State overtook like Denver, who was there for a while, but
Right.
I didn't really expect that Denver was going to stay there.
Right. And I mean, Denver's only 2 games back, so there's that.
Yeah. But with all the injuries that Golden State's had, now that Golden State has DeMarcus Cousins healthy, you gotta think that they're gonna run away with it.
Right. I mean, I agree, but and again, like I'm kind of expecting it. So, but I do know they're starting their All-Star game in 2 weeks. So next week we probably will cover a little bit of that because that should be a little bit of fun. otherwise, you want to move on to NHL? As we said, the All-Star Skills Competition is currently going on.
Yeah. Do you want to go back to 3
Yep.
screens?
Uh-huh.
Do you want to
And
do the photobomb video or no?
no.
All right. We'll touch on that one later.
Sure.
Or I'll tweet it out. We're doing the whole social media thing.
All right. Anyway,
Just-
while
I'll
he's
put-
tweeting it
I'll
out,
put all my no, not now, but I'll put all my reactions. Just like retweet it and put all my reactions on it.
all right. Well, anyway, let's just the final All-Star rosters. So the Atlantic has Eichel, Kucherov, Matthews, Skinner, Pasternak, Stamkos, Tavares as the forwards, Chabot Yandel as the D, and Howard and Vasilevsky as the goalies. Due to
Okay.
Price having to withdraw, right?
Yeah. And let me just say right now, I did not think that this was going to look as small as it does on our third screen. For all futures, I'll just like split it up differently.
Yeah,
And this one was too small to read. I did not anticipate that. Sorry to anyone who is a viewer of said broadcast right now. So yeah, we're as a compensator, we're gonna just read through the rosters one more time.
right.
So
Yeah.
in the Atlantic, we have Jack Eichel representing Buffalo, Nikita Kucherov representing the Lightning, Austin Matthews for Toronto, Jeff Skinner for Buffalo, David Pasternak for Boston, Steven Stamkos for Tampa Bay, and John Tavares for Toronto, and those are your forwards. Then you have Thomas Chabot for Ottawa and Keith Yandel as your defenseman, and you have Jimmy Howard of Detroit and Andrei Vasilevsky of the Lightning representing the goaltending corps.
Right. And for the Metro, we have Sebastian Aho of Carolina, Cam Atkinson for Columbus, Matthew Barzal for the Islanders, Sidney Crosby for Pittsburgh, Claude Giroux for Philly, and Kyle Palmieri for the Devils, who is replacing Taylor Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And then on defense, we have John Carlson from Washington, Seth Jones from Columbus, and Chris Letang also from Pittsburgh. And then in goal, we have Braden Holtby from Washington and Henrik Lundqvist from the Rangers.
Yep. All right, and then in the Central, you have Patrick Kane, Nathan McKinnon, Ryan O'Reilly, Mika Rantanen, Mark Scheifele, Blake Wheeler, and Gabriel Landeskog, all representing the forwards. You have Miro Heiskanen,
who wiped out in the
previously
fastest.
alluded to defenseman who wiped out in the fastest skater, and Roman Josi as the defenseman. You have Devin Dubnyk and Pekka Rinne as your goaltending duo.
Right. And then in for the Pacific, we have Johnny Gaudreau, Clayton Keller, Connor McDavid, Joe Pavelski, Elias Pettersson, Leon Draisaitl as the forwards. And for defense, we have Brent Burns, Drew Doughty, and Eric Carlson. And then in goal, we have Marc-Andre Fleury and John Gibson.
Yeah, Flower.
Yep. All right. So let's just hit the competition, should we?
Yeah. So I will have to get into a little bit of a research mode. So let's see, just see who's already. The skills competition is currently going on. So just to see who's won any events that we've missed so far. Any chance that you want to help us transition into some of the stuff while I do that?
Right. So I mean, for the skills competition, right? Well, why don't we just go to the ones that have finished? I guess. So the ones that have finished.
We'll go through them all. Can we go through the rosters?
Right. Where are we? Oh yeah. So let's just start. Fastest skater, right? We know that
Mhm.
finished because we had one wipeout while we were on air. So
like the old song, Wipeout, and there's like do 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 do, and it
right.
just happens to be that this is in San Jose. So
Anyway, so this year they have a special guest for some of the competitions. I didn't get to check if it was all, but this year it's Kendall. I can't pronounce that last name. I'm so sorry.
I'm guessing it's Coin.
Coy,
Coin.
from the U.S. women's national team, who participated in this. Then from the Atlantic, you have Eichel. Metro has Atkinson and Barzil. Central had Heiskanen, and Pacific had Keller, McDavid, and Pedersen.
All right. So who do you want to guess won this contest?
You don't need to guess.
Do you know who won?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure I do, but I mean, I don't think I need to guess. But
I mean, did you look it up?
No, I didn't look at the results. I just know that they're out.
Okay. So who's your guess as to who won then?
It's definitely McDavid.
No, it was not McDavid.
What?
Oh wait, that's the puck control. My
Dude,
bad.
McDavid definitely won this thing.
Hold on. Yeah, it was. I was looking at the puck control one.
Oh my god.
Hey, this live thing had it first on their. I just figured it was yours.
Yeah, so he's won this for the third straight year. By the way,
Surprise.
This is why you probably didn't need to guess. And Kendall Coin, she got 7 out of 8. Right, there are 8 people on that list.
Yes, but only a half second, or 0.8 of a second behind McDavid.
Right, but this is fastest skater, so 0.8 of a second is still.
Hey, she's on the Olympic team.
Right.
McDavid isn't.
But that's because he's in the NHL.
Facts are facts.
Anyway, so you want to move on?
You can't say I'm wrong.
Move on?
Yeah.
All
Let's do it.
So
let's get hyped.
You want to go over the puck control contest?
Yeah. So, let's see. I had a link here. Hold on. Because I like to educate. So this drill was 8 players will compete in a single round event that includes stick handling, cone control, where the puck is dribbled through a series of 8 cones in a zigzag formation, and gates, where a skater approaches and is required to shoot or guide a puck through holes in the gate. So then at that point, you have to shoot and put it into the net, and that is the puck control drill. In the puck control contest, we have, representing the Atlantic, Jeff Skinner of Buffalo and John Tavares of Toronto. In the Metro, we had Claude Giroux of Philadelphia, Patrick Kane, Gabriel Landeskog, and Mark Scheifele representing the Central, and Johnny Gaudreau and Elias Pettersson representing the Pacific. Now, just a random thing, I feel like Elias Pettersson was put into a lot of events for the Pacific, but just a slight observation that could be wrong.
Yeah, he's the youngest one there also, right? So why not? He's the future.
And then they had this a guest drill demonstrator, Rebecca Johnston of the Canadian women's national team.
Right.
Because we have to learn from somebody.
So, I mean, they're all in. Do you know who won?
I do. Would you like to guess?
I don't need to guess this time.
It wasn't McDavid either.
He's not playing. He's not on this one.
Well, it just goes to prove my point. So guess him.
I don't need to guess. I can see it. It's Gaudreau.
You just ruined the whole game. All right. So, yeah, it was Gaudreau. He put the pucks through the cones and the gates. He's a very organized person.
Of
And he
course.
does it in such an efficient manner. Johnny Gaudreau of Calgary, bringing a title home for all of Canada.
All right. So, anyway, now that it's
I love
over,
these awkward silences. They just go to prove how we are never on the same page.
oh boy. I mean, I'm pretty sure this competition is the only one where every of the same position is participating, right? Because it's the consecutive saves competition. So-
And this is going live currently.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't possibly know who's won this.
Because it hasn't finished yet.
Yeah, well, can't ruin the game if there's no game to play.
Oh my. But by the time
I'm salty about it.
by the time most people listen to this, it would have been over.
Okay. You want to guess who won?
Did it just end?
No.
No, then I don't want to guess who won.
Oh, come on. Are you afraid of being wrong? You already got the AFC and NFC teams wrong for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so what?
I'm saying, what's one more?
Ah,
I love the sigh. When you sigh, it's just a classic, like, I got you. All right, so anyway, the participants were in the Atlantic, Jimmy Howard of Detroit, Andre Vasilevsky of Tampa Bay. In the Metro, Braden Holtby and Henrik Lundqvist. In the Central, Devin Dubnyk, who's currently stopping pucks, and Pekka Rinne. And then in the Pacific, you had Fleury and Jean Gibson. So there you go. And Devin Dubnyk just had his 4-save streak snapped, and he just got scored on 2 goals in a row.
oh. But isn't it the consecutive saves contest?
It is. But, like, I mean, you get, like, X amount of, like, tries to get the streak going.
Oh.
And then, like, it's like, the graphic only shows, like, 9 spots. But if you're on a save streak after those 9 spots, it keeps going. And then, like, when you get scored on after that, it's over.
So, when does a streak count if he's allowed to save 4, then get 2 scored on?
Oh, it's just your largest streak.
Oh, okay. And you have a certain amount of pucks to do it, or is it just...
Like I said, the graphic showed 9 opportunities, so I'm guessing, like, if he had gotten scored on the 9th opportunity or the 9th shot to face him, then he would have been gone. But right now he is on a 6-save kind of streak right now. So he's just going to keep going until he gets scored on, and now it's 7. We're doing play-by-play here, folks.
Well,
play-by-play.
I think play-by-playing somebody saving a puck is kind of boring.
Oh, Draisaitl just scored.
Oh, okay. Well, let's move on.
Yeah, it was a 7er.
Okay. So, next contest is the best passer.
Yeah, so now we're going to do predictions.
Yeah,
because
so...
it hasn't happened yet.
So, you have both defensemen from the Atlantic, Chabot and Yandel. And the Metro, you have Aho. Then in the Central, we have Yossi, O'Reilly, and Rantanen. And the Pacific has Draisaitl and Carlson, with Brianna Decker from the women's national team demonstrating how to pass.
Correct. Those gold... Didn't they win the gold medal for the women's team?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Someone had to. It's either the U.S. or Canada every year. Or, I don't know. Some other country. That's how you explain how well, it doesn't, because remember, Russia ended up being the Olympic athletes from Russia. So it doesn't have to be a country.
Oh boy.
I mean, what? It's true. They couldn't play for their own flag.
Yeah. It's whatever.
All right. So anyway, So the way that this drill works is because if we're going to describe it and make predictions. So this one includes 3 skills. The breakout pass, players given 10 pucks to attempt to make a pass to 3 players. And then to the mini nets where they must complete a pass over a barricade and into the 4 mini nets scattered throughout the ice. And then target passing where they must complete successful passes to all targets that randomly light up every 3 seconds. So they're LED targets. So right then and there, you have the criteria that consists for this contest. Sean, who do you think wins this contest?
I'm just gonna say Mikko Rantanen because I feel like it.
All right, I'm gonna go Carolina homegrown. I think it's Aho. I'm basing that off of no expertise.
All right. So anyway,
I'm going dark horse
for the saving streak competition. It looks like they have once per. So each forward or defenseman gets to shoot on their own goalie, and the longest save streak in those shots. So in most of the teams, it's 9, but I think
right.
Metro
Like I said, if they're on a streak when that 9 expires, they keep going until the streak is broken.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I mean, they get at least 9 shots to start their streak.
Correct. You are correct in that.
All right. So what do you think? Who do you think is going to win this one in the past?
The passer?
No, yeah, the passing.
I said Aho.
Okay.
I think I'm going dark horse on that one. And
Okay.
I think that Aho, much like the Hurricanes, will be more in it than we anticipated.
All right. So let's do hardest shooter, as you named it. In here we have Stamkos, and then Carlson and Jones from the Metro. Stamkos is from the Atlantic. Carlson and Jones from the Metro. Central has nobody, and the Pacific has Burns. Who do you think? I don't think we have to describe what the hardest shot is.
Okay, I'm crossing 2 off for you, and then I'm gonna work down. It's not gonna be Carlson, and it's not gonna be Jones.
Okay, I was gonna say
I'm taking
Burn.
Metro out of it.
I was gonna say Burn. But...
Yeah, well, maybe I'm thinking Burns. Maybe a little hometown adrenaline boost will get a couple MPHs out of him.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him the hometown bump to see how he can do there.
Okay.
And I'm picking Stamkos to win it.
Okay. All right. So then the last contest is the sharpest shooter. So this is where they get a bunch of targets that light up, and they have to hit those targets, and they only have a certain amount of time before the target switches if they don't hit it.
Correct.
Right. So this one has
precise.
This one has 2 demonstrators, one from the U.S. team, one from the Canadian team. Right. So
I think this was just probably a way to put the rivalry back on ice. Go head to head.
Not really.
But we'll find out.
Okay.
If it hasn't happened yet, we'll see.
Okay. So
Fleury just gave his stick to a fan.
Oh, okay. So so the Atlantic has Matthews and Pasternak. The Metro has Letang and Palmieri. The Central has Wheeler, and the Pacific has Doughty and Pavelski. What do you think?
See, I like Letang in this contest, but I don't know that I like Letang to win this contest.
I don't think so. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, for some reason, he's in this for some reason. It's just not the reason. You have to have every team represented in
every player.
Just
right?
Yeah, and the Penguins with Crosby out due to illness tonight. It's just Letang represents in a different way. I'm thinking it's either Matthews or probably edging it to Matthews because he's just more the complete player of this list of candidates.
Right. I'd give it to Matthews also, I think.
All right.
All right. So that is all for our slides.
I want to watch some hockey skills.
Of course you do.
Who doesn't? And what a shocker, Lundqvist got scored on.
Hey, dude, he's actually been like really good the past couple of days.
It was
Or
on
the past half a
but
season.
it was on the 8th shot. So
Oh,
now
okay.
his best streak can only be 4.
Okay.
No, never mind, because on the 9th shot he got... So now it keeps going.
Huh.
I stand corrected. I don't know how to think. And then Keith Yandel with it. No. You just missed one. Oh, by the way, shout out our ball hockey team, the Vigilantes. Last season we lost in the championship game to a team that we found out went undefeated all season.
Oh, okay.
Played that team first game of this season, beat them 4-1.
Nice.
Shout out our team. Let's get a championship this time around. Let's go.
Good luck with that.
Thank you, sir. I'll keep everybody updated. And if not everybody, then at least you, because I know you care about me.
So how those sticks treating you? The new one?
Oh, the actual senior stick.
Yeah.
Oh, the new sticks that I bought.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's have a little in the tunnel story time tale. So let's just say if you ever sell hockey sticks on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, don't lay all the sticks out on a bed with the blades facing the same way. So as I found out, because I'm a righty, some woman that I drove all the way down to Carolina Beach, which is like 30 minutes from here, to pick up 3 sticks for a total of $10, which is an insanely good deal under normal circumstances. She didn't know about hockey. Like, I asked if it was like if they were senior sticks or junior sticks. She didn't know. I was like, fine, I'll take the chance on that, because they were all laid out on a mattress to look like they were righty sticks. So I show up. 2 of these sticks are lefty sticks. I'm not a lefty. And the stick that's a righty is yeah. At 6 feet tall, I don't qualify for using that one. So if anyone in the Wilmington area is a left-handed shot and needs a hockey stick, I got you covered. I got you covered. Let's make a deal. It's called free. Just hit me up. I got you.
Yeah. Live you learn, I guess.
I mean, for $10, I don't really regret it. I'll just give it. Like, I have a couple friends who play the ball hockey league or lefties. They'll have a spare stick in case like they break theirs, and
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's always fun to have a good story, though.
Yeah.
And a reason to drink beer. Hey.
Of course.
And the Patriots and Landry Jones. Keep you drinking.
All right. Well, thanks for.
What's new with you, Sean? Let's keep this going. Party time.
I literally have nothing.
Any fun stories? Anything
No.
happen?
No.
Oh. Please?
No.
Oh.
Anyway.
I tried, guys. I tried.
Thanks for tuning in and listening to us ramble for the most part.
When we ramble, that's when we're the best.
See you in the next episode.
See you guys next week.